Hello everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to show you how I do a lot of my meal preps during the week. Everyone is incredibly busy, you want to eat well, you don't have a lot of time to cook every day. So I've got some staples here that I in fact can use with a lot of different things. You can see I have some sliced bell peppers. I have 3 of them, as a matter of fact, a yellow, an orange, and a red. And then I have 1 onion. And what I'm going to show you here now is we've got ground turkey. And so you can make this into tacos, fajitas, taco salad. That's kind of my go-to. So if you have these ingredients and then you put them aside in the refrigerator, or what I've been doing is I'll put like my veggies on this side and I'll put a lean protein on this side, and then it's in the refrigerator and all I have to do is pull one out for lunch, pull one out for dinner, and you can mix and match. So it's really simple ingredients. I have some olive oil going on here. We're going to actually get the peppers and onions started first. And then with ground turkey or again ground beef, whatever you use. And then I like to use, because this is the larger size of the ground turkey, if you get kind of the regular size, and I think this one here, this one is 2.5 pounds. So if you get the one that's like a pound, you only need 1 of these. But if you get the larger portion, you need 1.5. So that's what this represents, because I've been using it. So we're going to go on and get started by putting in our onions. We're going to saute the onions. We're going to saute the, I just dropped one here. We're going to put the peppers in here as well, okay? So we're going to cook this really well. And basically it's just olive oil. Now I will add salt and pepper to this, but let me just tell you, this is so easy and wonderful, and you can get so many meals out of this dish. It's incredible. So if you think about like grilled chicken, if you were to go to a Japanese restaurant and have hibachi, I mean, they will put this, you can then add broccoli to it, or anything that you want. You know, so you can do chicken stir fry. So this is really a way of showing you the base of how you can put all these ingredients together to save you time, to save you money, and again, you're eating something really healthy, okay? So we're gonna go in and let this cook, and we'll come back, and then we're going to then transfer this just into a bowl, kind of a holding spot for a minute, and then we're going to cook the ground turkey. So let's let this do its thing, okay? Okay, so our peppers are still cooking. What we're going to do now is go on and get started on the ground turkey again, or ground beef, or you can dice up chicken, have grilled chicken, whatever you want. You can do some of all of it or both of it or what have you. I think most of you probably know I don't eat beef and pork, so this is kind of my go-to. So I'm just going to put this in here, and we're going to let this cook really well. And then to this, once it's cooked really well, then we'll add the seasoning pack, right? And all you do is you combine it. It gives you the ingredients on the pack. You just combine it with water. And we'll do that while this is kind of cooking. Okay, so as I said, this is one of my go-tos. It's healthy, I love it. So we're just going to get this going. And of course, I'm going to check up on my peppers as well. Okay, so we're going to get that going. And while that is cooking and the peppers are cooking back there still, let's go on, and all you're doing is you're adding your seasoning mix. Again, follow the instructions on the quantity, but I have learned you can do 1.5 and get away with it. If you just use 1 packet for the large, you don't have the same seasoning. And you might have to then season it with hot sauce and all kinds of other things to get that same flavor. So we're going to put this here. Let me just take this out again. Get this going. Okay, so while that's doing its thing, let's go on and let this cook. And then let's come back when this is done. And then what I'll do is show you just the consistency before we need to put in the mixture. Okay, so the bell peppers are done and ready. So we're just going to sit those on the side for now. I'm going to just add little salt and pepper here. Not much salt because the taco seasoning has salt in it, but I just find that I like to have a little bit. So, you know, this is probably about, if you need to measure, about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, so we've got that mixed. So let's just stir this around like so. And what I tend to do, I actually did it during the transition, was I like when I'm using ground turkey to use a potato masher to break up the meat. You don't really find that you have to do that very much with ground beef because it has more fat in it. But this is really kind of a lean, and I want it to be crumbly like this. So because of that, I tend to break it up a little bit more with my potatoes masher. All right, this is good. We're gonna go on now and add the seasoning to it. And what you wanna do is you wanna make sure it's mixed really well and it needs to absorb, okay? So it's not ready just by you putting it in, just FYI. So make sure it's mixed all throughout. And then if you want to expedite the cooking of this, then just put a lid on top and I'll actually do that as well. But we're going to let this cook for at least about another 5 minutes. So we're going to let that simmer, and then I'm going to show you how it looks. And then I'm going to show you what I do with it as one example of many that you can do with these ingredients, okay? So let's let this cook for a little bit. I'm gonna go put my lid on it, and when I come back, it'll be all ready. Okay, this is good and ready. You heard it sizzling. What you'll notice here, hopefully you can get a view of that, is you know, it's not overcooked. I let it, you know, kind of simmer so most of the moisture is absorbed, but not all of it, okay? And you want to do that because, again, we're going to be eating this, or I'm going to be eating this over a period of a couple of days. So you're going to actually have to reheat it and all of that good stuff. So let me go on and turn this off like so. So as I said, there's several different ways that you can, several different dishes that you can make out of this. There's just this little combo here. If, for example, you wanted to do chicken fajitas instead, McCormick has a great fajita mix in place of the taco. You just grill your chicken, just similar to what I did there, and you already have your peppers. So see how you can mix and match. Now I'm going to just do a salad. I have my mixed greens on here. I have some carrots on here. I'm going to go on and put some of my peppers and onions really kind of just right on top, like so. And again, I like a lot of that. So that's why I cooked 3, right? I cooked 3 bell peppers, and it was a fairly large onion as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to take some scoops of this and put it right on the top. And you can dress this with whatever you want to put on it, okay? If you want to put cheese on it, great, go for it. Put your cheese on it. If you want to put salsa, wonderful. Guacamole. So there is a great guacamole dish that is in an earlier episode. Check that out. Put your guacamole on top. I also made an avocado dill dressing, so delicious. That would be great on here. This is actually a cilantro lime vinaigrette, and I'm going to actually use that as my dressing. This is, by the way, this is for homemade dressing. So if you make homemade dressings, which are healthier and certainly cheaper, you can mix up your things like this. I'll put it in the description section for you. And I'm going to just add a little bit of that. I also have some fresh cilantro in my garden, so I could have added some of that as well, but I'll have it from the dressing. Okay, so look at this amazing meal, something very simple, very nutritious. We're gonna go in and take a little bite here because I'm ready to eat anyway, so let's go for it. So good, so good. Just the right amount of seasoning. I've got my peppers. I have all those wonderful things on there. So I hope you were inspired to do your preps, right? One other thing that I wanted to show you was, again, here's what I do with my prep. So I know that later this week, I'm gonna want some of this. So I usually fill this side up with my veggies, okay? And by the way, I have a bowl in here, so it's not just sitting in my sink. And I'm gonna take 2 scoops of this, and guess what? I'm ready. Now all I have to do when it's time to eat, I can just warm this up. I don't warm it up in this tray. Warm it up, put it on my plate, warm it up in the microwave, and add my lettuce and all the other toppings to it. So there you go. You've got a great meal, versatile. You can use a lot of different things, and you have your prep. You're ready to go for the week. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't subscribed, just go in and hit the subscribe button there. I come out with an episode every other week, something simple, delicious, and a healthier version of it. Again, being mindful that people are short on time, I try to make sure it is something quick to make, but also easy. And this now takes you several days into the week. You can mix it up in terms of it being your lunch or your dinner. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks and share. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Thank you.